I'm sure you can see it on my face. So, if you follow my main page, you would have seen my post on the community tab. And yesterday, I was sad. Today, I'm brutally angry. So, he is going away. He's going back to where he came from. We came to the realization over the last couple days, today especially, he's not happy here. And he's making it more and more apparent every day. Every bit of training we've done with him, every bit of anything is gone. He has gone back to... Actually, he's not even gone back. He's just become a tiny little tyrant. Demanding food. Biting us. He's been demanding food and he's been fed 3 times today. And okay, so over there, right there, that's where his food was sitting. He has been not been there. He's been trying to climb that chair and barking, demanding food. Now look, I understand. Puppies have development things. They got to do everything. He's been here 2 weeks and he was making really, really good progress with us in learning things, in fitting in, learning to walk on the leash, doing a lot of things. And then all of that went out the window. All of it. And, come to find out that, he's a lab. They're hunting dogs. He needs exercise. He needs that stimulation. I don't know what the hell he's chewing on right now, and I don't care. He picked something up off the floor, and he's been chewing it. Looks like a tag of some sort. Hey, what do you got? What do you got? Whatever it is, you can't fucking chew it. It's like a sticky tack. Hold on, what do you got? Yeah, he's got a wad of sticky tack that he must have found somewhere. I wonder he couldn't chew it. Also, it's covered in hair. That's gross. I literally was just fighting him. He bit me so hard that my hand is bleeding. And, he doesn't do tiny little puppy bites. He does full-on chomp downs on you. He attacks our hands, he attacks our feet, he attacks our ankles, whatever extremity is nearby. He's attacked my face. Luckily, he's only gotten beard. And like I said, not little puppy nips. Attacking. Intending to do harm. And I know puppies play with each other like that until they learn what it is to hurt and be hurt by each other so they know what not to do. He hasn't developed that, and he's taking it out on us. He has taken to no longer peeing on puppy mats. He's pooping on the puppy mats. He will barely go to the bathroom outside at all. If he goes outside. He's hunting for food constantly, despite the fact that he's actually been overfed today. I took him for a run, at least what equates to a run for us, when I got home from work. He was upset that I had to come home, take him outside, and go back to work briefly. So he was really upset and basically waiting for me whenever I finally got home a couple hours later. And I thought we were going to have a good day. So it's the last day, and I thought we were going to have a good day. I was going to play with him, take a nap with him, toy around, take him on some walks. I wanted to fucking chuck him into the highway. I don't know what the fuck he's chewing on right now. JIBO, what do you have? What do you got? Pine needles. He's been stashing stuff underneath the chair. Look, here's the truth. We were not ready for a puppy. We were not. We convinced ourselves we were. Neither of us had ever had a lab. We weren't sure. We did not know what we were getting into. And I fully admit that. And we actually, the other day, had a discussion. We're like, look, We need to be better in our training. We need to be more patient with him. And then what did he do? He pushed so hard in the opposite direction of progress that it pushed Miss Shoky to tears, feeling like a failure as a dog parent. No matter what she was doing, whether we were loving on him, whether we're training him, whether we're feeding him, whether we're doing anything, playing with him, with his toys, didn't matter. He's just acting out. He's not getting what he needs, and it's only making it worse for us, which is making it worse for him. And it's turning into a very vicious cycle. So tomorrow morning, after running a couple errands locally, she's going to take him back to her sister. He's going to go back with what remains of his original family. He's got a few siblings still there. And he's going to go wherever in the future. But if nothing else, they have a back pasture that he can run around in, other dogs he can play with, everything he needs that we can give him. He does not need to be here with us. And as sad as that is, like, I cried about it yesterday, legit, struggling with this. And then today, he is being a complete and utter asshole. Like, after I did all that stuff for him, feeding him multiple times, taking him on a good walk, giving him a couple treats, he fucking attacks me. And see, right now, he's coming over here. Look. I'm gonna drop the damn phone. Sorry. So, he's coming over here, sniffing around. About to attack my fucking boots. No. He was getting ready to nap. He wanted up, so I let him up on the couch. He laid down right here. And then, out of nowhere, just started to attack me. Like, laid down calmly, was paying no attention to me. Talking to the wifey on the phone about what he was doing. Stop. See, now he's attacking my fucking boots. Hey, quit. No. No. Bad Lucifer. That's your name again. He's no longer JIBO. I'm taking back that name for the dog that deserves it. And I don't want to be cruel to him, but I smacked him really hard when he bit me. To the point that he understood what he did was wrong. I don't want to inflict pain on the dog, and he's pushing me to the point that I want to choke him the fuck out. And I'm being honest. And I'm being very, very honest here. You know, it has been incredibly frustrating since, like, Monday. Either Sunday or Monday, he started down this path, and then he sort of turned back around, started to be a good boy again. Started to do good on the leash, started doing good on going outside, was maintaining his normal bathroom habits. And now, he is, no joke, peeing anywhere he can that is not his puppy mats. He clearly peed yesterday while I was gone, or maybe it was overnight. He clearly, like, soaked one through. I mean, there were 7 on the floor. He soaked one through, meaning he probably used it repeatedly. But yesterday, you stay right there and sleep. And tell me, I know not a lot of people watch these vlogs, but tell me, how many dogs do you know are willing to sit and pee on their own feet? Like, I don't mean he was hovering. I mean, he flat out sat down, like normal, was looking up at me, like ready for something, and just peed where he was sitting. He did that about 6 times yesterday. I'm sure he's done it today. And I've never seen a dog do that, ever. Normally, they don't want their feet wet, so I didn't want to go out in the rain. And he did it repeatedly. He did it on the carpet after I took him outside to pee, and he didn't do it. So he was refusing to pee outside, immediately comes inside, pisses on the carpet. I cleaned that up. 2 minutes later, pisses on the fucking carpet again. He has not done that, really, but once in the amount of time he was here. And he did it twice, if not 3 times, in a single day. And you say, well, are you taking him out enough? Yeah. I'm looking for the signals. If he looks like he needs to do something or he's circling, take him outside. Didn't do anything. Leave him out there for a few minutes in the grass. Doesn't do anything, or just immediately goes straight back to the door. Let him in, pisses right on the floor. Pisses right in the middle of his bed. How many dogs you know of actively pee right in the middle where they sleep? Like, he did it on purpose. He like walked around, made like he was going to get a toy, and just sat down and peed right there. I lost it. I absolutely lost it. And we were already talking about it. We had already been talking about it. And so, like, her sister just happened to text her yesterday. She's like, hey, look, I'll take him back. Because I've been making posts about it. And most of them are happy posts. Or, like, this is what he did today. Like an actual blog, sort of. Look at him. Like right now, he's chasing a little gumball on the floor. Half the time, he's just a normal dog. Some of the time, he's a sweet little dog that we've had for 2 weeks. The rest of the time, he's a fucking terror. And, like, the main reason anybody can tell us is, yeah, they need space to get this energy out. And, you know, it turns out we were underfeeding him a little bit. Nothing crazy, we weren't starving him. But we realized how skinny he was compared to his remaining siblings. Like, oh, maybe we should check how much food we're giving him. And yeah, we weren't giving him quite enough. By the way, chewing on a plastic bottle I gave him yesterday. He doesn't have the power to shred it, but he's having fun chewing on it. And it keeps him distracted for the most part. I have gotten no work done in days because of the way he's been acting. And I just... We are completely at our wits' end. We're like, okay, we could try to get a dog trainer, except most dog trainers want them to be a little bit older and have their final shots, which we're still a couple weeks away from. You know, he's biting stuff more. He's acting out way, way more. He's attacking us. He attacked my mom. Like, she's just trying to pick him up to hold him or put him on the couch or something. And he wiggled and he bit her on the hand. Made her bleed. Go away. Go away. No. 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 Hey, you stop. Stop. Hey, no. Not for you. And this is what he does. Right now, trying to eat my socks as I'm trying to take them off. And sure, normal puppy stuff. Until he fucking bites you. Like he just bit me. Give it here. Hey, give it. No. Not for you. Eat your rope. And there's an attachment. But I'm starting to believe that attachment is just to the dog we wanted him to be, not the dog that he is turning into. Right now. And... okay. I had to change. Right now, I just want him gone. I really do. I want him so fucking gone. I don't want him in this house. I don't want to fucking touch him. I don't want to fucking play with him. I don't want to do anything. And he's begging for attention to the point he's biting me. Like right now, he's signaling that he wants a fucking treat. That's all he's gonna get. I was happy. I was very happy to have this dog. And then he has made it more and more and more miserable to even be around him. And like I said, sometimes he can be sweet. When he sits down and puts his paw up because he's doing a trick for you, and he has those same innocent eyes, that's great. This, on the other hand, not great. Stop. Stop. Get down. trying to do this without him really biting me. Okay, he got down. Sit. Sit. That doesn't count. Over here. Here. Sit. Sit. So, like, he's good there. Those are things he can do. But he still wants food. That's all he wants. He wants food. And I could give him every ounce of food we have, and he'd still beg for more as he rolls there, dying because his stomach erupted. And that's a scary thing. He's so psychologically driven by food right now. Despite how much he's already eaten today. He's already been given, 3/5 of the amount of food we give him. Like, right now, we realized we were underfeeding him, so I was feeding him 4 to 5 small meals. Like, right now, I'm biting my fucking finger. Stop. Get your rope. No more. No. No more.
Yeah.
I'm done with you. Go away. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down. Stop. He keeps getting close to laying down, and then he goes on a rampage again. And I gave him a calming thingy earlier. And I get it. He wants to play, except he's not playing. He needs another dog in this fight. He needs another dog or something to play with to get his energy out. Because we don't do enough. Regardless. And yes, I'm angry with him right now, so I'm being a little bit more potent with it until he calms down. He realizes that he's in trouble, which he's not realizing. By the way, he bit my dick the other day. He was laying calm in my lap, and I thought he was going to fall asleep. Then he rolled over and did exactly that, and then snapped right down on the tip of my dick. It was funny for about 5 seconds. And then it was really cute, because he did fall asleep in my lap. And then if you guys are following the thing, you would have seen that he very cutely fell asleep in my lap while I was driving. And see, right now he's licking the salt off my leg because I'm very sweaty. He's either doing that just because he's so desperate for anything that tastes like food, or he's trying to be sweet. Sometimes he is just trying to be sweet again. But he's so bipolar, even for a puppy. Even my mom said, like, look, in her 70 some odd years of life, she's never seen a puppy that does this. Like, he has 100% earned his original name of Lucifer. So unfortunately, he's not JIBO anymore. He's just going back to being Lucifer. I hate that. I hate that it turned into this. I really do. And you know what? Like, giving up an animal is very, very hard. And it's heartbreaking. And I'm still sad about it. To some degree. But I spend half my waking hours right now, not at work, fighting him. Not playing with him, not enjoying him. Fighting him. And, I can take him outside and I can run him up and down the sidewalk, go around the building, try to get him to run around in the grass or hopefully use the fucking bathroom. And he's either completely non-compliant or he's 100% on board. There's not really much in between. And we've gotten to the point that we don't bother taking him out at night, like overnight. We just let him do what he's got to do. I get up before I go to work. I take him out, I clean up all the mess, feed him, play with him until the wifey gets up. We're both mentally and emotionally exhausted from it. And, some people are like, yeah, it's like raising a baby. It's like having a 2-year-old. It's like, yeah, but there's small differences when it comes to that. With a baby, especially a newborn, I few-week-old baby, it's not going anywhere. It's not running from you. It's doing its business in one spot. Its diaper. You know where it is. You generally know what it's doing. And honestly, you're not really training a baby in any way, shape, or form to be a better baby. You don't have to train a child to be a human until later in its life. You just have to keep it alive. This guy right here, this one, he is becoming a worse and worse dog. The more time he spends with us, regardless of what we try to do for him, I'm worried he's just going to turn into one of those dogs nobody wants to be around because he's uncontrollable. And it's such a reversal from this time last week. Like last Friday, while things might have been stressful and we weren't sleeping much, he was learning a lot more. He was getting used to us. He was getting used to our schedule, you know? And we were dealing. We were tired, but we were dealing. A week later, we want to just boot him. He's so frustrating. And, like, and I get it. Puppies do what puppies do. But, like, now, except for sitting and retrieving a treat and then maybe following me outside, he won't do anything on his leash anymore. He went from being incredibly good on his leash to not having it at all, unless we're both there. And I'm so frustrated. By the time the wife comes home, I leave the room. I'm like, you deal with him, because I've had to deal with him all day, you know. And before it was like, hey, I'm so tired, can you take care of him so I can go get some rest? Now it's, I literally need a reprieve from fighting this fucking animal all day. And we don't want that. We don't want that for us, and we don't want that for him, because it is very much a toxic situation right now. Like, I'm so angry with him. Like, you can kind of hear, I'm holding back tears, not of sadness, but of anger. Yesterday, I cried because I was so sad that we were going to get rid of him and I got to say goodbye to him. Today, I want him gone. I even said, it's like, if your sister's home, I'm driving him back today. But I'm not willing to drive with him in the car for an hour and a half to go do that. My blood pressure's through the roof right now. He's finally falling asleep. I've been home for like, I don't know, maybe 2 hours. I don't even know. I don't know what time it is. You know, the wife is very upset. You know, she called me just to talk on her lunch, and then he started going ballistic while I was on the phone. And like, she just started getting upset because now she knows that, you know, she's already sad about it, and she's already very frustrated about the whole situation. Feels like a failure, feels stupid for even doing this, just like us, or just like me. I let it happen. I was the gateway. I was the one saying, we do not need a dog in this tiny apartment. And I fucking hate that I was right. Because this tiny ass apartment affords us no ability to raise this dog properly. And that hurts in here. And it hurts that he's acting out like this because of what we can't give him. You know? Do you know what that feels like? And we cannot power through this. We can't. Emotionally, financially, we just cannot power through this. So, as it goes, you know, I was hoping he was going to be a part of the Shoky family proper. And I jokingly said he was in a trial period, and then it turned out he was definitely in a trial period. And we tried. We really tried. Like, you guys do not know. For those who can criticize us for getting a puppy and then getting rid of it 2 weeks later, you know, at least we're not throwing him to a pound. At least we're not just pawning him off on someone else. We're giving him back to the sister-in-law. Giving him back to where his family is. So that he has other puppies to play with that are literally his age. He can run around. And if nothing else, she holds on to him. And he gets to grow up in a much better place. because this is a very bad place for him, and it's becoming a very bad place for us for that reason. And like we're looking at getting a new apartment, you know, and puppies don't handle change that well. Like he's going to be upset like after we take him back. He probably really won't even care for half the time. As much as he's probably bonded to us in the last 2 weeks, like he's not going to give a shit in the long run. He's not going to remember us. Or if he does, he's going to remember bad things, not the good things, whatever they were. You know, we can think of it, I think of it as a fostering situation. Like, got him out of where he was, tried to raise him the best we could until he could find his better home. It turns out his better home was where he started out. And, you know, like I said, I want the gatekeeper. I want the one who said yes. I want the one who said, yeah, we can do this. You know, I didn't have any concept of how much we couldn't do this. And neighbors doing stuff. And, you know, we don't have to try to impress anybody. You know, we just wanted a dog. You know, we don't know if we're even going to be able to have kids. And right now, the world is not a place to even try to bring up kids. Dog seemed easy. Puppy seemed like work, but doable. And here we are, 2 weeks later. Can't wait to get him out of the house. Like, not even 15 hours. I can count down the hours to when I don't have to ever see him again, or at least live with him in his house. Like, if he goes back to the sister and stays there, I'll be very happy to see him when we go to visit. You know, especially if he grows up better than this. But we can't deal with a dog that has zero training. You know, no ability to retain knowledge, or one that is acting out due to we don't even know what. We could tell he wanted more food. We started giving him more food, which turned around gave him more energy, which gave him more ability to be upset with us whenever he's lacking something. So he's got so much energy and almost no room to run it off, especially when it's raining and, you know, it's flooding season here. And I'm just venting. I've talked to people about it. Some people are sympathetic. Other people are like, dude, you just didn't try. I'm like, dude, fuck you. It's like we might be friends, but fuck you about we didn't try. This was super hard. Like, way harder than we expected. And, you know, we've each raised puppies at different times in our life and have never, ever encountered what he's doing. The way he's acting, the reaction to things, you know. And it's situational. It's being here. It's being stuck in this tiny place. We already deal with that. To ask a dog that needs room to run and needs to be able to play 10 hours a day, something like that, whatever. I'm just making up a number. You know, if I had a full-time job, or if I was still working full-time, I should say, I don't know what he would do all day. He'd have no one here. And for those people who like buy a puppy and then leave them alone all day long, yeah, that's stupid. Like, at least me, he's only alone for a few hours, and then I come home and then he's got me all day. So yeah, he's more bonded to me, but he's also responding more to my frustration. So if you think they don't read your feelings, they do. He 100% reacts to our emotions, and right now we're so mad and so frustrated and so over him being with us that we don't want to deal with him. Part of me just wants to go in the bedroom and stay there and just say fuck all, whatever happens out here all day long, just leave his ass alone. And, you know, I'm both incredibly angry and incredibly sad, and it's very hard. You know, I thought tomorrow I was going to be super sad to say goodbye to him. And now, right now, I would just, if I could lock him somewhere so I don't have to deal with him ever again until he has to leave, I would. And that is the absolute worst. And I admit it. I fully admit it. I'm so done with him. I don't want to be around him. And I hate that I'm pushed to that level. I don't hate him. I hate this situation that we cannot be better and he cannot be better. Because I almost love the little fucker. I bonded to him. He's been basically my dog. I've been taking care of him. And I'm sad. I don't want to see him go, but I don't want this anymore. This is bad for everyone, especially him. And if his life matters, then he needs a better place to be than with us. And our feelings don't fucking matter when it comes to that. It's a two-way abusive relationship. He's acting out and hurting us, which is making us angry, and we act out against him. And hopefully not really hurt him. So I'm just gonna, I know this has been a long rant, but that's just the truth of it, so. Gotta get through today without killing him. Hopefully after the nap, he'll be more chill. I really wish I could just get some stuff done, but I'm tired. And tired and angry and depressed. So that's just what it is, but for now, I'll see you guys in a few days. Something, I don't know, when I feel like vlogging again. Well, it's a sad day. It's a really sad day. We said goodbye to him this morning. Sorry, trying to hold it together. The wifey took him back to the sister's house, and he was instantly happier. Playing with the other puppies, running around the yard. His dad, even his real fur dad, was getting onto him for acting like a dick. Of course, he learned from us, so that means he'll have no respect for authority. Not at all. So she's spending time with family today. I coincidentally ended up with the day off due to some extreme weather circumstances. Not locally, but close to locally. So I'm trying to find my... Okay, I'll just use my normal tripod. I'm trying to set up for in the kitchen video, because I have so many boxes and other things I've picked up recently, but also kind of returning the house to normal. De-JIBOing, so to speak. She's already picked up the puppy pads and stuff, his dog bowl is still here. I'd clean that up, sell it. Same thing with his bed, clean that up. And then sell the crate, if not donate it to her coworker that boards dogs, stuff like that. And I can return the sonic barking thing. I saved the package just in case it didn't work in the first place, so. And then this harness that he never wore, the retractable leash, stuff like that. So I'll find people who need those things. Sell it, pennies on the dollar. The water bottle I gave him a couple days ago to chew on. He loved the shit out of this, by the way. It's the fact that it was crunchy, it wouldn't tear, and it made noise when he bit into it. Holy shit. I knew dogs would dig stuff like that, but this was whoa. It was he almost completely forgot about all other toys. I'm trying to get set up for this video. Got plenty of light, I think, but I might have to get this other thing. Either way, I've been crying all morning. Not afraid to admit it, just not going to do it on camera. And like we moved the bench out there. Like, for those who've never really seen it, so we had an old bench that went across here until it rotted. This one was out front, and either set stuff on it, or even our neighbors mostly sat on it, things like that. We put it out there in case you wanted to be under things. And something I didn't really talk about was he kind of made that spot for himself. Maybe it's just a lab thing. They like to be under, like, archways. Even outside in our flower beds, there's a plant that had a perfect archway underneath it. He would love to get under there, and then couldn't get it back out. So that's one reason why I set that up that way, but I guess he needs something closer to his size. That's why this was perfect. So he basically adopted that as his bed and would occasionally use his bed. Except for the other day when he pissed in it. So we're going to strip that down, clean it up, and then we'll sell it. Because they're not going to take that back. Let's just be honest here. So I'm gathering up all the stuff that's around. Trying to reorganize a little bit. I will say, at least there was a tiny benefit. Prepping for him to come here really forced us to clean up and reorganize out here. So that was a good thing. And, you know, no way to get me wrong. This was a very, very hard decision for us. We may have been super frustrated with him, and vice versa, but we didn't want to get rid of him. You know, it's hard. You know, you bond with him, doing your best to raise him, you know, feed him, love on him, play with him, all those things. So, lets me know we'd never be good at fostering pets, because we'd never want to get rid of any of them. And I don't even remember if I talked about it yesterday when I was vlogging. But, I know I was super sad and also angry yesterday. Still super sad today, but not angry anymore. But, like, you know, in a way we can look at it as though we fostered him briefly. But also just the sad part that we failed him so bad, you know, for him to basically go back home, as it were, original home, and instantly be, you know, happy and bouncing around and all that mess. You know, it was we did what we could. We just couldn't make up for what we don't have. There's no good way to do that. Like, when you have a massive deficiency, it's hard to make up for that. And were we in a better space, at least have a dog park or somewhere nearby that I could just walk him to very briefly and let him run around like a maniac, that would have been a different story. We don't have that. Call it poor planning, call it whatever. Call it a short-lived mistake. I mean, we learned from it, so I guess it is what it was. I just, you know, I'm gonna be depressed. It is what it is. Definitely gonna be depressed about this for a few days. Or however long. I'm gonna miss him. It's very quiet. So, sorry, I had to pause because tears. The behind the scenes truth of it was basically a bit of a trial run for if we have kids one day. And yeah, it's not a one-to-one. I know, but everybody else is like, yeah, basically like raising a 2-year-old. It's like, no, I hear a 2-year-old or upstairs. I also hear a 4-year-old upstairs. Not exactly the same. Because animals have agency of their own, 14 months before human babies. Human babies can't get up and run away from you when you don't give them their bottle correctly. They don't bite back. You know, they can act out, they can cry, they can pee on you, things like that, depending, especially boys. But And I don't know if she'll ever say this out loud, but I know the truth of it is, like, basically this was like losing a child to the wifey. It's only a couple weeks, but imagine you give birth, you have a preemie or something like that. It's mostly fine, and then things just start barreling, and then there's nothing you can do, and ultimately you have to let go. Now, he didn't die by any means, and I know there's people out there going to be like, no, no, no. The truth of the matter is, Miss Shoky does not know if she'll ever be able to have kids. Like, ever. She does have complications that may or may not even be treatable. May not even be a way for her to ever physically have kids. So adopting would be kind of on our big to-do list. And a dog and a human are not the same. Not drawing parallels there. But this was, in some parts of her mind, I know, because I know her well enough, she thinks of this as a failure. And the last time that she would have felt this big of a failure is when she had her last big miscarriage. And her then fiance basically kicked her to the curb. Said, well, if you can't ever give me kids, then I don't need you here. And just started treating her like shit. So not only did she lose the baby, she was so happy to want to have, because she wants nothing more than to be a mom. And life up till now has not given her the ability to do so. And then after her, how did this go? After her dog passed away a few years ago, followed by her brother, followed by her grandma, all in like a 2-year span, it started making her want to have a life to raise, a life, to grow, whether that's inside her or externally, and I know these feelings, even if she doesn't say these things out loud. She definitely expressed she wants kids. She wanted to be a mom. She wished she was a mom already. Life has not afforded her that ability, nor myself. Even I've managed to never have kids. I've had very few partners, but I've also almost never used, birth control. So I've never. I don't know if I can have kids, to be totally honest with you. We just make the assumption that I'm not the problem because she knows she has problems. But it could be that we both have problems. So, in the roundabout way, she just, I know she feels this, that it was a failure. It was her fault because she pushed me to get this dog. And I said, good, yes, let's do it. In all the same kind of way people would have the discussion of, hey, we should have a baby. And then things just go catastrophically wrong after time and investment and everything else like that. And, you end up with little memories floating around. Like, we're probably not getting rid of all of his stuff. Sentimentality. But definitely getting rid of the stuff that makes no sense for us to have. And we will get a dog down the line, but like a grown dog, one that's already good, one that's already been trained, used to people, things like that. And, like I said, our life does not really afford a puppy, at least not a Labrador. Different dog. Any dog I've been a part of raising has never had the problems he had. And it all comes down to the breed, from what we've been told. They have a lot of energy. They need a lot of room to run. Need a lot more play than even we were giving him. He was bored. He was miserable. He was super frustrated. The way he was acting, especially even yesterday, was all new, all different, and all incredibly frustrating for both of us. I say both of us because I was here with him all day. And look, like I said, it was a decision We honestly did not want to make, but we knew that this situation could not continue as it was. That he didn't deserve what he was lacking from us. And it's somebody said, that's a real grown-up decision. I'm like, yeah, it is. For applause, yeah, who cares? Just recognizing your own faults and lacking. And that's where I feel like the wifey is going to feel, she's going to go back into those feelings of, I'm not good enough to even raise a dog. Do I even need to have kids? I'm putting some words into her mouth, but I can tell in her mind, just with being with her for the last 6-ish years, she'll have those thoughts. We're talking about another animal down the line. We talked about it last night. Even a cat. A cat is much easier. They are self-sufficient for the most part. If you have an auto feeder and an auto scooper, cats are completely self-sufficient and don't even need you as a human to be around. I'm okay with cats as long as they're not pissing, shitting, or tearing things up. I'm okay with dogs, almost for the same reason, except that you can play with a dog. Cats are just whatever. Dogs like you, cats, need you to like them and worship them. But anyway, I've got to get set up for this video. I have a gigantic box right there from Eagle Moss. I need to figure out when this other box is coming, because I want to shoot this video today, but I wonder if I'm going to have an addendum for another box that I think is coming Monday. Oh, and then I have family members and friends who are all sympathetic and understand, and then one asshole who just decides to talk shit without having any understanding of why things happened the way they did, and that just decided to talk shit. So I said, dude, you don't fucking understand. You need to stop at these fucking comments and you need to get the fuck off my friends list. And he fucking got pissed off. He said, fine, fuck you, have a good life. I was like, you're an idiot. It's like, you're stupid. That's why you fucking fuck things up and burn relationships down. Because you want to talk shit, and then when people get hurt because you talk shit, you get mad. So, maybe he'll get over it. But either way, I'm gonna go. My back hurts. Yesterday was a rough day at work. And then to deal with all of this stuff, it's just emotionally rough now. So, but I'll probably vlog a little bit later. I'm home alone. Feeling more alone than normal.